Back to the scroll roll. This morning, I would like to share where I'm at. This is the base that I have decided to set my scroll on. And now I am getting prepared to attach the stick. But people have been asking about wanting to see all these different segments and see this. And it's hard to show it in one picture because it is quite long and I haven't measured it. So I'm going to move these things out of the way so I don't knock them off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start opening this up so that you can see. So this is a segment here, and then this is just going to go, and so I'm going to roll it out. And hopefully it won't roll back onto me because it is tightly rolled. All right, let me move my light a little bit here. Okay, so now this can hang off. This flips up. We've got material here. These little birds. This was a watercolor. Here's material. I did some hand stitching. Some of these you watched and seen me make and sew together. Attached is the onion bag as part of a hinge, because some of these the art went right to the edge, so I had to be creative with it. Here's one that I showed a video on how to make. This one here too. Use the sewing machine, so you can hand sew, regular sew. Here's a piece of prayer flag that's right there, attaching this piece, because it was a little hard and I wanted everybody to see this. This is a full moon back on June 24th, 2021. So I've been working on this, it's 2022, November right now. So I've been working on this for a very long time. Here is a owl feather, and then the poem by Ellison Walker. Here's one where image transfers. This is the birdseed bag, the plastic bag. Here's the skunk stencils. I think I showed about that. This one here, it's just, I think it's a poem and it says she's a lot. I showed how to make that one. This one has a lot of little papers and machine sewing. Again, a prayer flag that I had left over. So even though I'm mentioning prayer flag, that doesn't mean you have to have prayer flags. It's just old material that I'm using. I try not to throw a lot of stuff away because work like this is more organic and really raw, and it's really nice to use some of these old things that fray. And I like all these dangly bits that are coming off of here. This was actually a card somebody gave me with a bison on it, and so then I altered that a little bit, sewed it on, and then there was more bits of fibers and things that I found afterwards, and I sewed that on. Here is a clothesline, and inside the clothesline I see all these fibers, and I used that onion bag to attach it here. These are some seed pods that I found, and so I put it in a little bag and put it there, and I did a little drawing of that. And painted that. And this is the end. This is actually the beginning of the scroll. And so I started here and went that way. These are just leaves that I stamped on pieces of the watercolor paper. And this is my old apron that I put together. So right now at this point, I am going to be ready to start attaching this here. And now as I lay this here, I'm looking at all these colors that are in here. It'd be neat if I could pull in these purples, the reds, the greens, oranges, and do something on this stick. So at this point right now, I'm just going to hold this. I'm going to have to sew this on some way, but I do want to incorporate some of these colors somewhere on here because this is going to stand up high outside of the scroll. So at this point, I'm just going to I'm going to let this kind of fall to the floor. Okay, and I'm just going to share some things that I grabbed. Of course, I'm going to use the button thread, or not the button thread, the waxed book thread. I have some of these wonderful iridescent feathers that I purchased, fancy feathers, at your craft store. See all that iridescent? Ooh, I like that. I have some material here. so I can utilize that. So I'm just picking out some, excuse me, some things. Not sure I'm going to use it all. Okay, here's some other material, so just in case I want to add that. Here's a green prayer flag, an old one that was hanging for many years that I stamped on. And so it's got some green on there, so that might be interesting to add that too. I have some horse hair, real horsetail hair that's here, and so I can let some of these things dangle off of there. How to attach them, that's something I have to figure out too. And I like this. I have a little bell, and I'm thinking of, you know, somehow or another hanging the bell off of this stick so that it kind of jingles. Not that you're going to hold this scroll and do that, but it just, I don't know, creates something as part of the sculpture that's going to stick out. So there you go. These are where I'm at right now, moving to this, the beginning scroll that I started off with and attaching the stick that will be into the center of it. So before, I'm going to set this up here, put this off to the side back into my box here, and now I'm going to grab the scroll, and what I'm going to try to do is show you the back side. I have to lay this out and measure it. So this is the side you see right away. Okay, which I really like that effect. You know, as I go along, I test things out, try different things. And I wanted to do a circle theme. Something with circles, some way or another. You know, these are resist. And some pages, I see this one here, I don't have anything on there with a circle. But you know what, I'm just going to leave it at that. And, you know, so what if I didn't follow exactly what I was, you know, saying I could do. And now this one here, we have a circle thing there. Okay, and then a circle. So this is the back. Now you don't see all of this back, but yet this is what I've done to prepare and get my segments ready. All right. My paper, sorry for the jiggling. And there's different dyes that I've used, you know, sprayed on instant coffee. This is black walnut dye. This here I painted watercolor paper. This one's been crinkled. This one was just part of a watercolor paper, and then I just kind of, you know, played around with it and just drew some circles. So you're seeing the back side of things. Here's this little flap I put on there. You're not going to really see that, but it's in there. I know it. And then here's the beginning, and the one right there. So there's a peek at it, where I'm at right now, and where I will go and finish up the end of the scroll with the stick and the dangling bits.